OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, is my guy for real, bro?
Run stuff.
Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Merlin. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. Started Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live from the Ordinal Hour, and this one is going to be crazy because as what happens this week, you know, we all know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is the U.S. election. If this goes one way, this could be the most insane super cycle that you have ever imagined. But if this goes the other way, this could be the shortest bull run in history, or it could just be a normal bull run. It's just so big, and the biggest thing about this entire thing is the uncertainty in FUD is finally over. No matter what happens tomorrow, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt is gone. It's gone. This is an open road at this point. We are just going to go. We're going to go up. Everyone knows Bitcoin's going to go up. Everyone feels it. The energy's coming back, but the retail is not here yet, and that to me is a little bullish because if we start rolling and then retail starts to enter, I mean, it's just going to get absolutely insane. I mean, nation states, trust funds, so much is going to be entering Bitcoin. In my opinion, they're going to be selling gold and buying Bitcoin. This is going to be the biggest super cycle ever. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this week. I'm excited for the future of crypto. I'm excited to be a part of this, right? We are kind of in the room where it's all happening. We are early adopters. No matter what they say, 16-year-old Bitcoin is still cheap. But I'm ready for the show as well. So without further ado, I'm bring my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's happening, everybody?
So just like I said, man, the U in FUD is just about over, right? How are you feeling about this right now?
I'm gonna be transparent as possible to everybody right now. The past couple weeks, I've had this weird feeling in my stomach that's just, anxiety, and it's I try to push through it every day, which I've been able to do because I've been through anxious moments before. But tomorrow, like you said, everything kind of comes to a close, right? Let's hope. No matter what happens, we know, like you said, Bitcoin is going to do what Bitcoin does. Now, how much of that is the question, right? So a lot of things weighing on tomorrow, but we talked to some partners and close friends and stuff. Everybody's just like, stay focused, stay locked in. There's no matter what, we have a lot of work ahead of us, and I think that's true.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a lot of good times are coming. A lot of a lot of money's gonna be made. Even with Bitcoin, just to say Bitcoin does just go to 120. A lot of that money, a lot of those winnings, those earnings are going to come into ordinals, right? And we are going to make out better than most places. And when I say most places, I mean DeFi and stuff. Because if the election goes one way, regulation's not going to come. It's going to be a meme coin super cycle, just like everyone's already planning. But if we get proper regulations, you could see a Bitcoin DeFi type of cycle as well. I'm actually hoping for the Bitcoin DeFi cycle, but either way, we're going to get a very, very good amount of Bitcoin coming our way because that's the trend, and we should just be happy that we're here right now.
Yeah, I think you made some good points just now. If it goes one way, it could be more like a 2017 type bull run to
Yeah,
where there's just, a 2 month, 3 month kind of jump up. But you have to remember it's relative to Bitcoin kind of going up to a certain point and then going up again. But
yeah,
then if it goes the other way, where there's corporations trying to build in the space and regulation it comes in and it's more clarity, people aren't afraid about taxes, unrealized gains, all this craziness, right? That's where I think we could have this really innovative period that lasts for like up to 2 years. Either way, Bitcoin's going to hit a certain range in terms of going up, hitting a new all-time high, and altcoins will follow it. It just really depends on how long that will get stretched out to, right?
yeah.
And so some interesting things to look forward to. But I think if you stay focused and you waited this entire time, no matter what happens, you will benefit. Like Shizzy said, the Ordinal and Bitcoin ecosystem will be the first to benefit from Bitcoin going up because that's where exactly the profits lie, is in Bitcoin itself. And when you have a marketplace that trades with Bitcoin and digital assets, that's going to be the first place to benefit. And this is the first bull run to have that, really, right? And to have a robust version of that. And then the alts will kind of play in afterwards. But so I think we're fine. We're still gonna get the benefits of staying focused and being patient regardless.
100%. I saw this all weekend, and it seems like the Bitcoin price correlated with the Trump betting odds. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed when Trump started like dropping from like it was like 60-40 or and higher than that, but when it started dropping to where it was 50-50, Bitcoin was like, all right, time to go down. And then when Trump started to kind of do his thing again, you kind of seen Bitcoin kind of climb up, right? Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah, not just this weekend though. I saw that earlier in the
Yeah.
year, actually, right? Whenever
Yeah.
after the debate that he had with Kamala and stuff, like Bitcoin started going down and his lead started going down a little bit. But yeah, it definitely correlates, it seems, to how he's doing. But that all comes to a close tomorrow, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy about, right? Because now we can focus on truly focus, put the energy and all the focus in on the industry and just pushing it forward. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, 100%. Educating, getting people involved, 100%. There's a few more topics on this, and then we'll kind of get away from it. But Bernstein predicts Bitcoin could hit 80 and 90K if Trump wins the election, with a 200K target by 2025. So they're basically saying 80, 90K this year with the Trump win. Do you see that? Do you see potentially 80, 90K by the end of this year? I mean, we're at like less than 60 days left.
Yeah, I actually see that it could possibly break like 100K and then come back down,
Wow.
right? And settle in,
Yeah.
in 90 if that happens, right? This prediction's kind of more in my wheelhouse in terms of
Yeah.
conservative, right? Top target of 200K. I think that's extremely conservative if Trump wins. For me, I think a more conservative prediction would be like 250 to 350. But yeah, on the conservative side, this looks like a great prediction, but pretty conservative.
100%. This tweet right here kind of goes out to any crypto guy who is voting the wrong way here. Tyler Winklevoss says the FDIC sent cautionary letters to 23 banks to pressure them into debanking the crypto industry. This is how Operation Choke Point 2.0 works. Vote accordingly on Tuesday. And they put out this thing. So these are all the letters that were sent, right? So they sent one, the FDIC sent to the Dallas regional office, to the Atlanta, to the New York, that's different ones, Chicago, Dallas again. These are all letters that the FDIC has sent. I mean, look at all this, dude. This is incredible. This is FDIC. Like, this is wild. Basically saying to the banks, like, don't do stupid shit with crypto, or we're gonna come after your license.
Yeah, we've seen this before. I think that, you know, they know that a bull run's coming, right? And so that could be part of it. Also, you know, the Federal Reserve is going to be a hot topic after the election,
Yeah.
right? Depending on how it goes. But for this is more of kind of continuing what they've done in the past. And also, you know, honestly, like if you think about it though, if they're the ones that are going to be bailing out banks, it kind of makes sense for them to send this out. If like, you know, they're just saying be careful because you never know what the next Luna is going to be. Now, you know, we've seen some people go like get really hefty sentences like Do Kwon and SBF and stuff like that. I think that should deter most of, you know, all the craziness that could happen. There's still going to be something, I think, but I think this is just them getting ahead of themselves. And I'm not taking sides. Is the FDIC right? Is the FDIC wrong? No, I'm not saying that. But like, you know, if they have to bail out banks, then of course they're going to probably try to be proactive if that, you know, if they can be. What do
If
you
you
think
have to
about my
send these
perspective?
letters, yeah, if you have to send these letters to these banks, then you should just take the license now. Like if you're talking to these banks about you know about these type of things, there's no need for this. There's no need for this at all because there's no reason to be sending these banks who you certified for a reason. Like you gave these license for a reason. It's just stupid. To me, this is just the FDIC being you know pushed a little bit by the administration and saying, hey, we don't want this. And the FDIC is coming out and they're like, you know what? We're gonna guys like don't do this. It's just bullshit. There's no need for this. And you know, a lot of these banks, what they end up doing, they end up dropping a lot of crypto companies because of this. And you know, you don't have to like just because you're getting cash from these banks, like there's no crypto involved. A lot of this is just from like let's just say Coinbase, for instance. They got you know they lost a few banks. They had to go to different banks because you know it's just deposits coming in. It's cash. Like it's just unnecessary. Operation Choke Point was just unnecessary.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I hate the fact that they did this, right? This Operation
Yeah.
Choke Point. But you know, there just needs to be first of all, if Trump does win and he wants crypto regulation, there needs to be something that replaces FDIC or something because you still need to get banks to have confidence in being able to, you know, hold cash that's related to crypto, right? And how do you do that? I'm not sure. I'm sure that they are going to be able to figure out a way to do that. But you know, the worst thing that could happen is that like you have like hundreds of millions of dollars and you're backing a centralized exchange and then it crashes and then all of a sudden now those hundred millions of dollars are, you know, are frozen by the government until, you know what I'm saying, that puts the bank in a bad situation too. So I understand a little bit of that part, but there just needs to be something to replace it. So do I blame this on the FDIC or the banks or crypto? I blame this more on SEC and, you know, the regulatory bureaucratic entities that had time to really try to work with the FDIC and the Federal Reserve to set something up because they haven't worked or put any effort towards that, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, but they destroyed more banks than they helped. I mean, Silvergate was one of the biggest banks, you know what I mean? Like dead. You know, all because they did, you know, crypto, you know, they pushed crypto and stuff like that. They were the biggest crypto bank and they're dead now because of Operation Choke Point. Like this doesn't help banks. Like these banks are companies, they're businesses, right? Let them do what they want to do. Like you shouldn't the government should not get involved in business. Yeah, I understand that, you know, these banks are FDI certified, then just tell them, "Hey, like, you know, you're only getting a certain amount, so just don't take on more accounts." You know, or something
Yeah.
like that. You just don't need to come in and just it's just government overreach. But whatever.
Yeah, well, I think it's more like, you know, the scare tactic approach is not a good approach at all. So they could put a simple
Yeah.
letter out that says, "Hey, look, you have the ability to choose if you want to back, you know, a crypto company and all this stuff, but we will only bail you out to this percentage, like you said." But you
Yeah.
know, Cyberida has a great point. They say, plus in a self custody scenario, no one can
Yeah.
bail you out. That's why banks will custody Bitcoin. Bitcoin IS is their insurance. Yeah, I
100%.
agree. You know, that's probably the way I think we're going to move towards in the future. But we've never even gotten to that step, I feel like, and that's the problem. And we need to get to that step to
Yeah.
have these conversations, right, within government. And the government overreach, you know, could definitely be cut down by a lot. But at the same time, even though they're gonna, you know, let's say Trump wins and they get rid of some of these entities and stuff that are governing, you still have to replace it or have some sort of system. And I think that they have the smart people that will be in place to do that because they're going to be under a lot of pressure. And I think that the people that they have can move fast.
100%. Moving along here, JP Morgan estimates 60 to 70% chance of a Trump victory. So this is JP Morgan come out and saying this, forecasting a 5% USD rise on a red sweep and a 1.5 to 2% with a split Congress. So they're saying the dollar gets stronger if in a Trump win. Do you see that? DXY.
Well, I mean, you know, I know you've been looking at the DXY a lot in terms of correlation to Bitcoin's price, but you have to also understand if Bitcoin becomes a reserve for the dollar, then that correlation can change, right? It can change. If Bitcoin goes up in value, then the dollar can kind of start to move with Bitcoin instead of against it, and be an opposite indicator, kind of like an indicator, a new indicator, I guess, refreshed with that. If that's the case, then that's how I would like to see it increase its strength. But it's very interesting that JP Morgan coming out with a statement, right? Because you had not long ago Jamie Dimon coming out, possibly taking a position with, you know, the Harris administration if that comes. And then there's just so many like back and forth between JP Morgan statement and Jamie Dimon statement. I know Jamie Dimon is not JP Morgan, but he kind of is the face of it, right? Or he was, right? So it's just interesting seeing the statement. But you had Ken Griffin, which is the founder of Citadel Securities, and he came out, I think, a week ago saying that the financial sector is anticipating a Trump victory, right? So I don't know, man. This is I think this is good. Look, if the US dollar can grow in strength as Bitcoin grows in strength, I think America looks good in the future, short term.
Okay, but like, I guess my pushback to that was, where's the money coming from that goes into Bitcoin? Is it coming from the yen? Is it coming from, you know, like what you need somewhere to go down so Bitcoin can rise? Like,
yeah, I mean, but you can still put dollars into Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's backing the dollar still. So you know what I'm saying? So like, because Bitcoin will go up in value, it's backing the US dollar that goes up in value because Bitcoin goes up, even though you're using dollars to buy it.
To the treasury.
It's just basically like a you know, full circle type of situation, right? If you're buying Bitcoin with dollars, but there's no Bitcoin backing, and there is no backing, kind of like how it is now. They went from gold to barrels of oil, which we gave up our oil, you know, dominance, right?
So then
of course, exactly. Yeah. So basically, when Bitcoin goes up, the dollar goes down. But you know, I think a good scenario would be kind of what Trump said. You know, this National Reserve stockpile that would back the dollar, and the dollar you use to buy Bitcoin, and then it's the dollar's being backed by Bitcoin and opening the oil reserves as well, right? So it could just be a really bright future. Now we're speculating on this off of what we are kind of just, you know, spitballing right now, but that would seem like a bright future to me.
I agree. How do you say this word?
Deutsche Telekom.
Deutsche Telekom, Europe's largest telecoms company, to pilot Bitcoin mining with surplus energy. So this is something that I've been saying for a while. I think every company in the world is going to be eventually mining Bitcoin with their extra electricity that they're not using, potentially putting satellite, stuff on the roof. What are they?
Satellites?
No, satellites. I don't know why this word's good. What are things you put on the roof?
Yeah. Solar panels.
Solar power. Yeah, they're gonna put solar panel on. I mean, some of these companies are monsters, right? And they're all over the world, so you can potentially get solar power and start mining Bitcoin with that, and a lot more, right? I definitely see this coming from every place. This is T-Mobile. I mean, this is not a small company. I mean, I have T-Mobile. Like, this is absolutely insane that T-Mobile is coming out and basically saying we're gonna start mining Bitcoin.
Yeah. This is awesome in my opinion, because they said with surplus energy, right? So that's where it starts, right? And then you know, and if you are $1 billion company, right, then surplus energy for $1 billion company is a lot for someone like, you know, that's like probably gonna, it might not look like a lot of Bitcoin to like Tether, because I know Tether mines as well and other huge mining companies, but if it's just surplus, that's extra income revenue for them. All right, this is gonna help these companies. Now, what does that look like? That looks like probably anytime these companies come into a crunch with their books, or like, you know, a low revenue quarter, they can sell down their Bitcoin and make it look like that low revenue quarter wasn't a low revenue quarter. But hey, that's good for these corporations, I think, and in the end, in the world, right? Like, because like Bitcoin will still be looked at like as a hot commodity, like you want it because it can get you out of jams.
100%. Couldn't agree more. All right, moving along here. Pakistan to move to legalize crypto with a new amendment. So, I mean, this is, again, I think it begins with legalizing it and then it goes into mining. I feel like it's just continuous. I mean, China basically legalized it earlier this year. Pakistan's following up. In India, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's legal there. But, I mean, you know, it's just insane to me that that crypto was even illegal at one point. But it is what it is. But this is just more like more steps in the right direction, especially by the Middle East.
Yeah. We're just starting to hear different companies. We were just talking about T-Mobile and then different nation states. I mean, this is happening, guys, and we are here for it. We're early. Not so like where we are in our space, we're early, right? Because like the crypto overall space, the world knows about it. But the Bitcoin ecosystem that has an on-chain economy, like we're early to that. So like we're early, but yeah, this is a great example of just the world coming on board now. We talked about this like months ago. You know, first it would be corporations, then nation states. Now it looks like it's kind of just intertwining, right? Corporations and nation states are saying, hey, we're getting involved. We're being a part of it. It's being a part of our business model.
Yeah, 100%. It's more and more. And, you know, eventually, you know, crypto is going to be in every country, everywhere, and it's going to be the main currency. I just hope that, you know, Pakistan doesn't do a CBDC, you know what I mean? So, which is probably going to come from a lot of these, and that could be that could be a moment in history down the line where things get really bad, because right now a lot of these countries are, you know, they control their people, but now they're able to control their money within every aspect of just freezing their accounts whenever they want, right? So, but there's always Bitcoin's always that backup, and they can't do anything to Bitcoin, so, and they're legalizing it, so I don't know. But Bitcoin reserves held on exchanges showing a significant decline, and let me show you my screen here. As you can see, this is the decline. There is less than 40,000 Bitcoin on exchanges. And you can see that once this keeps dropping, like, what's going to happen? The price has to pump, right? I mean, you have to get people to sell. So it's like it's only a matter of time. I mean, this is just, look at this, dude. This is you know, February 2024, and then you can see November. This is 1 year of, you know, half the Bitcoin on exchanges is gone. It's in hardware wallets and in.
So that's wild, right? That's so wild, because I mean, people are getting educated for one, right?
Yeah.
They're able to take Bitcoin off of a centralized exchange and putting it in a hardware wallet. You know, when I talk to my brother or some of his friends that are, you know, invest in different things, and I'm always like, don't ever hold your Bitcoin on centralized exchange. Make sure you have it in self custody. And it looks like that's what's happening. I think this happens though leading up to a bull market anyways, but this type of correlation is just so vast or like strong, right? To where it's just coming off. So do you think people are also maybe like staking, like entities and companies are buying a lot of Bitcoin, maybe staking, doing like that Babylon type of approach or something? Because I mean, this is a lot that's coming off centralized exchanges.
Well, you got to remember, back here, you weren't able to do the ETF, right? So
True.
I believe that a lot of this is leaving the exchanges, and the OTC deals, over the counter deals, are happening in the back end, where they're just scooping up from, you know, what's left on the exchange and putting it in these ETFs, and a lot of it's going back to Coinbase, right? But Coinbase can't show the Bitcoin that they have as, you know, it's available, 'cause
Available. It's not
locked away.
available. Yeah.
Exactly. It's locked away. And that's kind of what you're seeing here. You're saying, look at this accumulation. And then you just see, and it's on, you know, all the ETFs and everything, but you can just see the big boys are accumulating, man. The big boys are
Oh yeah.
You can't take 30,000 Bitcoin all you know, off exchanges like that quick. And that's not, I mean, there's still probably Bitcoin that these you know, these exchanges still have for the OTC. So they're kind of in a pickle here. They're kind of just like, you know, if somebody comes in and tries to buy like 10,000 Bitcoin, just like, you know, tell them it has to be OTC, because it's
Yeah.
going to completely erupt the price eventually once this gets to like 20,000.
Yeah, I mean, you're shocked that like it hasn't already, right? But you could see there that a lot of that
Yeah.
was market maker kind of games and
Yep.
liquidations of hitting stop losses and liquidation points and stuff. But like eventually, that you know, Bitcoin that's coming off the market or the centralized exchanges will catch up, just like the miner hash rate. You know, will
Yeah.
catch up to the price, and then we see the boom.
Yeah, man. So I do have this other chart. Is this a Bitcoin? Okay. So it's Bitcoin is close to all-time highs, yet retail interest remains at bear market lows. Something we talked about for a while. But is this bullish or bearish? Because a part of me thinks it's really bullish.
Bullish.
As you can see, we've been sitting in this pattern here, but interest is just dropping. What happens when this kind of goes back up? What happens if we see a
Oh my
spike?
gosh.
I mean, look at the spike we saw in 27. This is 27.8. This is the last bull run. If we see something like this happen, like what happens to price?
The price goes boom is what happens. I mean, I think this is extremely bullish chart. You're looking at the interest level from the outside, kind of pointing down, but yet we're at $68,000 Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? So you really have to kind of correlate this to when the interest from the outside was down from 2020 before we jumped up, right? To get to that 18,000, 19,000 back to the previous cycle's high. So it's probably we're sitting like correlated probably at like 11,000 Bitcoin in 2020, or maybe even 9,000 Bitcoin when the interest was low. And then like when it jumps up, we're going to jump up probably like, a good 20%. It's going to be a little bit smaller percentage compared to previous because of the price of Bitcoin, but it'll still be significant enough to where when you see the interest up, Bitcoin's price is going to be, you're going to look at it. Okay, that's about right. So
Yeah. I just feel bad for retail. It's because, the
happens
the
every 4
bigger
years.
I know, but the bigger people are just accumulating and they're the ones going to be dumping on them, right? When we get to 300K, that's when they're going to want to buy. And that's just sad, right? And I just feel bad for them, but I guess that's tuition. All right.
That's tuition.
All right. All right. It's kind of getting to our last bit of Bitcoin stuff here. The state of Michigan pension fund is hodling its $7 million in Bitcoin through ETF. So they bought this, I want to say a few years ago. They held through the bear market. They're troopers. So the Michigan pension fund might be the biggest pension fund in the world in a few years, and potentially they might buy more. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, hopefully self-custodied, right? And the thing about, well, I guess they can get protected by the ETF, but
Coinbase, yeah.
anyhow, I would think that every pension fund that has anybody that's, in a forward thinking, innovative thinking type of mindset that's in charge of it would have some Bitcoin in there, like at least like a 20%, 30% Bitcoin because of the projection of it, right? Even on the conservative side, the projection is still, perfect for a pension because pension is one of the hardest retirement funds to sustain because that never ends until they die, right? And so,
Yeah.
I love this. I think that this is going to be a good example of other pensions probably in the future following suit. But let's see what happens. They're probably going to get a lot of praise in the future, I imagine.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, congratulations, all Michigan people who had a pension. You guys are actually going to make it. Moving along here, Bitcoin fear and greed. Bitcoin fear and greed. Stable coin, bro. This is a stable coin. Last week was a 72. Yesterday was a 74. My hint today is it is down,
73,
but not by much. Pretty close.
71.
70. So,
Wow.
dude, is this not the calm before the storm? Is this not I don't know any other
Yeah.
words to describe this. We've never seen it this stable, especially the amount of days that we've been in here now.
Yeah. I mean, this is the most stable that we have seen it. But I think we got to remember this maybe for next cycle is that like, hey, look, probably a good month before the election, the fear and greed meter is probably going to be stabilized to where, there's not a ton of volatility. But yeah, I like this because once it does blow the lid off, we'll see the volatility come back. But it's good. It's the good calm before the storm.
Yep. I agree. All right, let's get in that Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by the great people at BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be one of the leading leverage trading platforms in the Bitcoin ecosystem. You're going to be able to trade pretty much anything. You're not going to be held to just Bitcoin, for the long period of time. Right now on testnet, it is just Bitcoin because they are doing this paper trading competition. It's fun. It's exciting. I have a $160,000 long position on BitPerp. Why? Because it's fake money. It's paper money. So I can have some fun with it. It's not a big position. I don't think I'm high in leverage on it. Let me just show it real quick if it comes up. It might want me to So you do need a VPN. If you guys need a VPN, you guys at ordinalrevolution.com and you guys can get your VPN. But yeah, so let me show my position. I'm down $3,000 on it.
Woo!
But this is the paper trading. So I have 168,000. This is nothing. It's only 2%. I'll take that for now. So it is a big boy trade, and I'm having fun with it. So if you guys want to have some fun and learn how to leverage trade, go to bitperp.io.
Yes. But before we get into the Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by BitPerp, please, on the YouTube side, if you wouldn't mind, smash that like for us. It helps us a ton. And then subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and turn on notifications so you know when we go live. On the X side, do the same. Hit that like for us and share this space, guys. It helps us a lot if you do that. All right, let's get into this Bitcoin price action. I'm going to start with the hour chart here. You can see I started with 10,000 and I have 17,225. So I'm up, but I'm conservative. I'm like the tortoise, and Shizzy's trying to be the hare, but except for like he just doesn't care. He's the hare that doesn't care. He just freaking, it's like longing, shorting, doesn't matter what the indicators say. But what I'm doing here on my paper trading competition is to wait till this hour chart weakens a bit. Right now, you can see on the MACD that, still looking pretty strong for some further down here. Our price is at 68,300, right around there. You can see the stochastics was trying to move out of oversold, and it did briefly, but never really got anywhere. And we're back into oversold. So I think this will probably last a little bit for the rest of today. And then maybe at the very end of the day, we pop up. I'm waiting for this to really weaken on the MACD. So I could take this. I'm going to do a $10,000 long, maybe at 30x. I'm going to be a little risky here. But I'm waiting for this to weaken up here so I can, get into a really prime good position. Look, the back and forth has not been volatile. So, when I say it might go down for the rest of today, or at least for the next maybe 6 to 8 hours, I'm talking maybe 68, low 68,000, very high 67,000. So 67.9 maybe. And that's probably where I'll try to get my position. So for the rest of the day, I do see a little bit back and forth, probably a little bit more of a downtrend still left, but we'll see how much this continues in terms of the strength of the sell down. But I'm waiting for my position, probably going to take it here maybe 6 to 8 hours if all the indicators allow me to do so. So second half of today, a little bit further down, and then a perfect opportunity is what I'm looking for. The 8-hour chart, which is going to give us more of a week out view here, is starting to weaken. As you can see, the sell pressure is starting to weaken. This kind of correlates to what I'm hoping happens on the 1 hour. So I'm waiting for the MACD to weaken like this on the 1 hour chart, but it's showing it on the 8-hour chart. I'm waiting now on the 8-hour chart, like this blue and orange line, to get a little bit closer together. Stochastics to pump up a little bit out of oversold, and then maybe the next week we'll see some higher price action. Maybe get back into the 70,000s by 6-7 days from now. But yeah, so that's what I'm seeing for the 8-hour chart as well. A couple other things I want to show you guys. I want to pull up kind of where we are comparative or correlated to the previous 2 cycles. So this is election day on 2020 was the 3rd. As you see here, I have it circled here. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. Let me see if it lets me. Okay. So you can see here, it says November 3rd. That was election day. It was a green day, right? And you can see we kind of pumped up after the election results. Biden obviously ended up winning. And I think the uncertainty just got people a bit bullish. And then we saw some kind of back and forth. And then, it gets to, just a slow trend up, which is good, right? Because Bitcoin does find higher highs and higher lows as well. And then eventually pumps in early December. But if we go here to the previous cycle, even previous to that, which is 2016, election day was on the 8th, which is this green candle. It's almost the exact same thing happened. So, that's why I'm saying, yes, I will maybe see some pullback today, but I'm waiting for that good opportunity, maybe for later today, getting into a position, and then we pump up leading into the actual election, results tomorrow. So anyways, as you can see here on the 8th, right here, we had a green candle, and then it pumped the next day really high, and then some consolidation with a slow uptrend as well. And then that really big pump into early December. So my point of showing you guys this is that, I do expect something similar after that uncertainty is kind of resolved, to have those green, maybe 2 green candles in a row with a little bit of choppiness, and then a slow trend up, and then early December having that really bull run kick up. So Stay positive, stay focused, locked in. No matter what happens, we still have job to do, right? And that is to stay focused and reap all the rewards from being patient.
100%. I agree. Great job on that. That chart just looks bullish to me. I don't know why. I guess I've been feeling bearish over the last like week, 2 weeks to 3 weeks.
I think that's
But
why.
I'm starting to feel that again. I'm starting to feel that momentum kind of coming back, and it's not just in the Bitcoin ecosystem. I just feel it. I feel it everywhere. I feel it from channels and stuff like that. So I think we're gonna have a really really good week this week. I don't know, just got that feeling. But in the case it does go the other way, will I be feeling different? Right? Maybe I'm feeling that way because I'm feeling a Trump win. Maybe I'm feeling that way because I'm hoping I'm I'm doing everything. I'm just trying to
Praying.
feel
No, I'm just
positive.
kidding.
But yeah, I mean to that, yeah, 100%. But can we, if not, do we see the shortest Bitcoin bull run in history? Is this clickbait, or is this something that we could see?
I think it's a little bit of both, but look, in 2016, the halving year, in that election period, not a lot of people were paying attention to crypto, Bitcoin even, really, right? You had to be really focused in the know, or like someone from your work group had, are into tech and stuff like that. And so mainstream wasn't even into it until 2017, which was the actual bull run year. But as you can see, like even so, like we had that leg up in 2016 in Q4. It wasn't like the 2017 leg up, but then so during a period of time where there wasn't a big focus on Bitcoin and stuff like that, you had a kind of a regular normalized bull cycle to where the halving year Q4 you pull up to a certain percentage and then pull back, and then the rest of 2017 kind of chop until the fall in Q4 of 2017 when it blew up and it got to 20,000. I think we'll see something similar to that. If this happens, it's not because people aren't paying attention, it's because the excitement gets pulled back a bit because it went the other way. But that still doesn't mean that like Bitcoin doesn't break 110,000, 120,000, 150,000. That could very well be very possible. Maybe it surprises us and it does something that we didn't expect, because a lot of time Bitcoin does do that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I do think Bitcoin does get to 150, even if the other side wins. But I don't see altcoins doing well. And when I say altcoins, I mean Ethereum, I mean Cardano, I mean Solana and other stuff, because they're not going to get the proper regulation. Solana might be an outlier because of how much meme coin degen, but I just don't see any type of real companies doing well in the ecosystem. But I do see meme coins doing well. I see Bitcoin meme coins doing really well, but that's it, right? I don't see any type of real regulation coming to where we're actually going to be able to use this stuff. But Bitcoin could hit 150. I'm not going to be anywhere near as bullish as I would be if it goes the side that I'm hoping for. But I mean, could we see the shortest bull run? Could we see 150 in January, and then that's it? Back to 70. I definitely see that's possible.
If that happens and we do something similar to 2017, I think that we during Q4 this period we get to maybe like 80 at the tops, and then it pulls back in the beginning of next year to like between 65 and 80 for the entire year up until Q4 of 2025, and that's when we break 150,000. But one thing I just want you to realize is that no matter what, like whatever bad news, because in 2017 the bad news was that China was banning mining, and Russia was coming in. All these governments were like anti, Bitcoin and stuff like that. The altcoin market does go up along with Bitcoin once dominance slows down. It does every single cycle from 2013, 2012 to the 2013 bull market, 2017 bull market, 2021 bull market, and it will happen in 2025 bull market. But will it not do the crazy things that we're hoping and expecting? I agree with you on that. But Ethereum still will hit its probably, I don't know if it will even hit its new all-time high, but it will get close to it and stuff like that. They will all run up and then all of a sudden they'll just get sucked out again. That's my speculation.
I think Ethereum and stuff like that, they need regulation to survive. survive. You know what I mean? Like Bitcoin's going to survive. There's nothing stopping it. There's no controlling it. It's the greatest asset in the world. But these other, these other chains and stuff like that, even Merlin and Stacks, for instance, who are trying to broaden their horizons and doing really cool stuff. I mean, regulation could come in and really destroy that. And obviously a lot of these companies and stuff, they're overseas and stuff like that. And they could strive, right? But as an American, a lot of these companies are going to leave here. And then we're going to need a VPN for everything. And that's disheartening to me because I feel like there's so much opportunity here. And as an American, we're going to miss a lot of that.
One thing I think that we're both probably discounting, and I think you might be discounting a little bit more than me, is this election opened the eyes of the Democrats about crypto a little bit. So whenever Trump started getting donations and getting support from the crypto industry, they started changing their tune a little bit, right? And I think, if they have any people strategizing already for the next election, is that they're like, we can't be completely against crypto, because what's going to happen is, let's say that we're hard on it in the United States with regulation, all these things. What's going to happen is that like the other parts of the world aren't, and so there's going to be money raised in those areas that are going to probably flow into some type of PAC that supports the Republican nominee for 2028, and then they're going to get so much support ahead of time that the Democrats are all about, they gravitate towards money. We know that. They gravitate towards money right now. The reason why they've been so hard on crypto is because of the banking industry. We know that, right? Yeah. But if crypto is inevitable and that industry is going to boom in the future, they're worried about it right now, and they're trying to re-strategize in that.
So you are right about a few things, 100%. Bitcoin is, obviously it's going to be the asset of the world. There's no stopping that. But I just think that decentralized crypto, besides Bitcoin, is going to be kind of do away with, and you're going to see more centralized crypto, JP Morgan chain, and you're going to see Fidelity chain, and these are the ones that are going to be regulated, but regulated so much that you can't even build on it, right? So these companies, and then
it's going to be in favor for them. It's going to be in favor for the corporations. It's going to be in favor for the corporations.
And they're going to build their version of Compound, centralized version. They're going to build their version of Aave, centralized version. And the decentralized movement that we've seen over the last 4 years is kind of to the wayside. It's overseas, and that's it. And then what happens is a lot of these countries look at the US as, as a roadmap, and whatever they do next. And you could see JP Morgan chain being bigger than every chain, but there's no stopping Bitcoin, right? There's no stopping it. It's no stopping you from getting your CBDC and buying Bitcoin with it, right? So there's gonna be on ramps and on off ramps. You're not even gonna need no more, because everything's gonna be on chain. It just depends on what chain. So that's my biggest fear about that side winning. I feel like if the right wins, then you're gonna see a more decentralized movement.
A more decentralized movement with strong punishment for bad actors, which I think we need.
Regulation. Yeah, 100%.
Right? That's need regulation. That, right?
That is exactly.
And so
you rug pull, you go to jail.
A lot of times what happens is you want to keep something decentralized until the industry is so robust from a capitalist mentality that like it's hard to, because like these entities become so rich that they bribe people. I mean, that's the thing of human nature. But keeping it as decentralized as long as possible, I mean, I think that's a good, goal to try to strive for. It's just how long are we going to be able to do that? Because if you look at human history, it's been really hard.
100%. But we'll see what happens. Enough about all that stuff. We're done with that. We're gonna head into some Bitcoin ecosystem stuff here, and I'm excited for this one. Bell's chain will enter the next epoch 4, at block 259-200. After the reduction, the average block reward will decrease from 140 bells to 15.9. This is absolutely amazing. This is gonna happen in the next 2 days. Right now, we are on block. Let me see. So if you go to bells.quark.blue, I know that's freaking weird, but it's their chain here, and you can see we're on block 257086. So we need to go to block 259. So we are about, I want to say about 2124 blocks away from the biggest halving that we've ever seen. I mean, this is not a halving. It's not halving. It's not. This is a complete reduction.
Like a quartering. Or no, sorry, 3 quarters. 75%.
So this is epoch 4, exactly 3 months after your Epoch 5 starts, and then you get cut another 90%. What is gonna happen to the Bell's chain and the Bell's coin price?
I mean, the idea is that there's going to be less, sell pressure because they're not going to earn as much in terms of miners, right? And then
Yeah.
there's going to be a point in time. Let's say let Bitcoin takes off, gets to 85 before December 1st, and it's heading that way. Some of these miners that have been selling down Bell's coin with this epoch, in their mind, they might just hold on to it and say, "Hey, look, I'm going to wait until." January, February, when things calm, or right before things calm down, and I'm going to sell my bells, and bells could be at that point like $7 or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? So it's going to be very interesting dynamic because I love the tokenomics of bells coin. I think Adam McBride and that team over there is doing an amazing job. After this epoch, there's one more in 3 months, I think, right?
Yeah, February.
And then after that, it's done. No more epochs. And I think they said the total supply at that point with the last epoch in February is 70 million total coins with a
Yeah.
1 million emission every year. So you're talking about to get from 70 million total coins to 100 million coins would take 30 years.
Oh my god.
That's bullish as heck to me in terms of like a
Yeah.
bull market because now you're thinking about the demand for Bell's coin, which there's builders going there. They added Opcat, they have Taproot.
Well,
It's
Opcat's on testnet, but
yeah,
yeah.
but it's coming. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's coming, right? So to me, I'm super bullish on Bell's coin, and it's like one of those like hidden, like kind of like you have to know how to buy it, and
Yeah.
so if you know how to buy it now, once it gets listed on a major centralized exchange, it is, in my opinion, it's going to be possibly the Doge of this cycle, but the price is going to be different. So I wonder how that's going to affect new buyers. Are they going to feel like, oh, at like $8, are they going to say, oh, this is too expensive for me to buy a lot? That's the only difference between Doge.
I don't know because I still think I think a lot of people look at market cap, right? So right now we're at what, like maybe a $70 million market cap. So, the bigger players, a $250 million market cap is nothing. I mean, especially when Doge is sitting at what, 40 billion or something, I don't know, something crazy like that. Like it's insane. Like, and then this being, I mean, to them, a 4x is easy to get to a billion, and then another 20x after that. I mean, who knows?
And
Who
then
knows?
another
I'm
100x
very
after that, and then another
I mean, it's
1000x. No, I'm just
possible.
kidding.
Like, it's like
Yeah.
something like this where all you need is Robinhood to come in and say, "We think this is the next Doge. We're gonna list it." Boom. Coinbase comes in. "Oh wow, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna list this. There's no VCs in this. We've been mining this for a while. We're gonna put what we mined in as a listing and kind of see what happens." Right? There's gonna be a lot of that coming. And Binance. I mean, what happens if Binance lists this?
Well,
I mean,
Binance is
70
merge
million,
mining it.
100%. And that's a big thing too. A lot of these companies are merge mining this. They're merging it. I mean, they're mining it already. So, and you're not seeing huge dumping, which is, and that's kind of what you're seeing with Fractal, but you're not seeing that with Bells. They're holding on to the Bells, and that's bullish.
Yeah, so that is, it's one of those things where it has the meme kind of history to it too, right? Being the founder of the founder that created Bells also created Doge, and kind of
Yeah.
why he abandoned this one too. And I feel like whatever he abandons in the future, I'm gonna look at. Like if he starts a project in
Yeah.
any other industry, I'm gonna be like, hey, what are you trying to do? And what did you just forget about? Let me go look, because like it seems to be revive all the time, right? Billy and
Yeah.
PK, and so it just it hits all of the check boxes to be the meme coin of this cycle that will do well.
100%. So you're saying if he sells a car or sells a house or breaks up with a girlfriend to just kind of, that's probably going to be the best bets.
Yeah,
kidding.
I mean,
But
yeah, another thing about them is their community is like really tight knit.
Yeah.
Like whenever they need to raise money, they raise it like they pour into they want the future of Bell's Coin to have like a good foundation, an organization. To me, that's like already cultish. When they're like, okay, you know what, we want this to succeed. So really, really bullish on
100,
Bells.
100%. I'm really
Not
like,
financial
I don't
wise.
like using, yeah, I'm not using that word. I don't like using that word cultish, but this is kind of feeling that way. Like I feel like it's overused in this entire industry that we're in. But I feel like this is one of them where I feel like you could use that for sure. But I forgot to do roll call on purpose because I want to
Oh
get more people
no.
in here. So I'm gonna just kind of jump into it. First is first on the show, and the first person today is Webdro. You,
Let's
sir,
go.
are the man. Thank you so much. You win today. Today is your day. Appreciate you, Webdro, always being here, man. Always like commenting on our videos and stuff. We just appreciate that so much. Followed by Moon Yacht Club. Shout out to you, my friend. I know you've been here before. Bitmap Gallery is here. Yasher, that's our guy, man. One of our mods. We appreciate you so much. And we got the twins, Ordinals Tweets and Ordinals Chips back to back. How I like it. Mempool Punk is here. Chief Axel is here. Joko is here. Says Shizzy hitting the double biceps. Let's effing go. Shout out to Joko and his goose. And Lackey Lukey and her Billy Cat, shout out, or his Billy Cat, sorry. I Walk Alone is here. D Love is here. Fix is here. Steamy J is here. Tim Baker, another one of our mods. Shout out to you, my friend. Big week ahead. Understatement. Shout out to Tim. And Nagi is here. Kamal is here. Says, hey, Shizzy, Glizzy is getting ready for Binance.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Vavos is here. Shout out to Vavos. Chidi is here. Nighthawk, my guy, out there doing the Uber in the night, getting you guys to the places where you need to be. Shout out to Chota is here. Sammy Turnpike. Good morning, my buddies. Good to be here. Tammy Turnpike, right down the street. Shout out to Sammy. Chida Cyber Rida is here. Shout out to Cyber Rida with the comments earlier. Cheeto, Crypto OG DJ is here. Patty Poo is here. Mr. Sheedy. Yo, Sheedy was rocking the Ordinal Revolution shirt, and he had some
Let's
glizzies.
go.
Mr. Sheedy is a legend. Shout out to my guy. Appreciate you posting that, my friend. No is here. ASAP Benji is here. Cash 8 Cats. We like to call him the coach here with a GM, coffee and the donuts and the dog go to the moon. Shout out to Cash Cats in the building. Patrick Nanda's here. Crypto Watchers here. Mats is here. Click Bang is here. Batsue is here. I got to get your name right. I promise I'll try. What is how you say it, Yagobi?
Batisai. Yeah, just think of like SAI is like Sai.
Yeah.
Sai.
Gotcha. John Doe is here. Appreciate you, my friend. I think a lot of people are looking for you. Sixes is here. Pelpa is here. Akala is here. Shout out to Akala. The price won't go down right away, but it won't be a mistake to sit here until spring. Ugh, that would be the worst case scenario. Sitting in between 50 and 70 till spring.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather jump off
a house.
So
like spring and winter are the two seasons that crypto typically spike up, right? But we'll see, if there's a double bull market for that next year. Maybe.
Akala is here. Crypto Blitzo. Marcelo,
yeah.
Bitoch. Shout out to you, my friend. And Lieutenant Dan. I got no legs.
You made it.
Shout out to every single one of you guys who makes roll call every single day. We appreciate every single one of you guys. And we're going to continue with this amazing show here. We got a lot to go over still. And we're getting close to that time already. But damn, what happened to the time? But we're not going to spend too much time with this one. Bank Nakamoto. They came out with some weird stuff to the point where I had to go and use ChatGPT to try to understand what the hell they were talking about here. So let me first get into their tweet, and then I'll kind of get you what ChatGPT kind of told me. They said, in a historic shift to NUSD policy, in addition to existing commitments of liquid bank rewards for the remainder of season 1, we are announcing that NUSD will become a perpetual swap yield-bearing auto-rebasing synthetic dollar. What? And then I was like, all right, let me go to ChatGPT. So this is what ChatGPT told me from their tweet. It said NUSD will not only hold its peg to the US dollar, but also allow holders to earn a yield without needing to lock up their assets or engage in additional trading. These features aim to make it a stable interest earning asset. Ideal for passive holders seeking dollar peg stability with added returns. Bullish or bearish on Bank of Nakamoto, the stable coin, not the ordinal or the Rune.
I'm staying away from it, even as a stable. I have my own reasons, and they were kind of my initial ones. I would say months
Yeah.
ago, but I don't want to get too deep into it. But for me, I'm staying away from it. And you know, the rebasing part of it is interesting. It's almost kind of like ample worth a little bit. Seems like, right, to
Yeah.
where the dollar resets every day or something. But would like to, you know, dig into the mechanics just to kind of learn a little bit more of what they're doing here. But yeah, I mean, I'm more bullish on the other stable tokens in the ecosystem with like Hermetica and Ducat.
Yeah. And the bounce, we heard about bounce this weekend as well. So
Yeah.
there's more and more coming every single day. So let's kind of get into the next thing here. Bitminer, Cosmic, Tap tokens, and USDT for Solana were all mined and rewarded. So it's done, guys. If you had the top one, the top Bitminer, you have been rewarded for everything you've done there, and you've gotten USDT. I had people reach out to me like, "Yo, which Solana wallet should I use? I don't know anything about this, but I want my USDT." I use Phantom, or you can use Magic Eden, I believe. I think they obviously have a Phantom wallet. But yeah, what do you think about this? And I'm kind of happy it's over.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, it's awesome. You know, so if you did have the most rare Bitminer from the Foxy Bitminer, you earned the tap tokens and USDT as long as your miner was active, right? So that campaign is over, and now what they have next coming is the next most rare, which is the Ultra Mythic. And what they're going to do is they're going to do a campaign where you can earn Dog Go to the Moon rune. So this is really cool. It's kind of showcasing already what they're going to do. And so these campaigns are probably going to like alternate, right? And so I don't know. You're probably excited about this one. You have a couple, like one Ultra Mythic, I think, right?
Yeah, 100%. That's why I was kind of like, I'm glad this is over with the tap and USDT, because now I can get my rewards, right? Because it's like, screw the Cosmic guys. I wasn't lucky enough to get one of those, or I haven't bought any either because you can buy them on secondary. But the Ultra Mythics is next, and I have 2 of them, as you can see here. I am mining right now B Foxy, which is 1-to-1 with the Foxy token. I'm earning some B stones, some steel, and I think these are going to be really sought after. Because you're going to be able to build, and you're going to need these to build in your land. And I think that, well, I know that these are going to be, so I think these are going to be tokens, bro. I think people are going to be trading these to get more and more. I don't know if B Foxy's going to let them, but the B Stone, the B Steel, and the B Timber, I think they're going to be
I
very
think,
solid after.
yeah, possibly.
So,
DMT tokens, maybe. So we'll see.
yeah. Well, you know, I mean, they could just be in game, but they might make them tradable, right? So
Yeah.
I think that could be pretty big. To where, you know, maybe you don't want to build, but you can mine them and sell them. It could be an industry. This could be someone's job, bro, to to mine these tokens and sell them eventually. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for the Ultra Mythic. And if you guys can still potentially get an Ultra Mythic, because you can go to Mscribe and do everything there. But I'm gonna exit this out. Kind of slows me down a little bit. But yeah, man.
Yep. So I think those miners are going to go for a lot on secondary eventually, not financial advice. But one thing too, eventually they're going to do the block drop for the lightsabers. There's not a date yet for that, but I think you're going to be able to do that on their platform. So we meet with those guys frequently, so we'll update you as we get more information. But super bullish on the future of Foxy and what they got going on.
100%. All right, next thing here. I got a question for you, Yagobi. Is RSIC a scam, or are they about to launch something that will blow everyone's mind? Is
Yeah.
RSIC a scam first? And then my next question is, do you think they're going to launch something?
Yeah, I hate you using that word unless it like the liquidity literally like pools got sucked out or like you got rugged or something. But you know, you can say, is it a slow rug? Is it what? You know, I wouldn't call it a scam. I don't have very much confidence in it, you know, because they seem to only come back whenever things are popping, right? So that's how I feel about it. I'm not super confident about RSIC. But RSIC isn't the only rune that's in question in terms of like what is the future for like this rune. So RSIC obviously is, right. There's still quite a bit of holders there, but you also have Fehu as well, right? I'm a holder of Fehu initially. It's rune number 1. And then you have like Epic. So you have like some of these runes that have teams that, you know, there's like either early rune inscription numbers, or they have like a layer of value with like the epic sat, right? And what plans do they have? I would bet that like at least one of the three is going to come back like with a huge plan. I just don't know which one it is.
Yeah, I feel like this is another bit guide. I'm not gonna call it a scam because you are right. It's not fair to call it a scam because it's not like they dumped it up. But I do feel like the team's been selling down their tokens.
Hype it up and
Hopefully
then
they're
sell it
using.
down.
Yeah, I hope they're using the funds they've earned from this to kind of do something. I just don't feel like you can do anything on layer one right now. That's going to be to an extent of DeFi without, using op codes and stuff like that. Maybe they are. Maybe they're doing something. I don't know. But I
Well,
wouldn't buy this with your money. I would stay far away from this in my opinion.
yeah, I think we're gonna find a lot of information out when Arch Network goes live to see,
Yeah.
which of these projects have been working with them this entire time, because that's as close as we're gonna get to layer one. Tap is using ICP, but they're both using the same approach here, to where it's basically a different, like a separate network that validates or comes to consensus to move a transaction forward to Bitcoin and completing that transaction, right? Using smart contracts off chain. So maybe some of these projects are building DeFi applications on Arch Network, but I just really want to see that happen. I want to see Arch go live, because that's as close as we're gonna get, unless they, like you said, enable a ton of opcodes. Because even with opcat, it's still not going to be. I mean, look at Fractal right now. Like Fractal has
Yeah.
opcat enabled, but there's no AMMs or swaps or anything right now. You know what I mean? So, Bitcoin gets opcat. It's the best thing I think that happens out of that is the trustless bridging, right? So now you can trustlessly bridge from Bitcoin to another UTXO chain that has a similar setup, to where it's just, you don't have to use MPC wallets or multi-sigs or something like that, right? So Arch Network and so far the Tap ecosystem are the two kind of that are battling for this layer one DeFi type of environment, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And yeah, originally I thought they were going to build something like Odin Swap. But Nakib came out, and we're seeing that they're still struggling to get TVL, to get LP pools, right? And that's the biggest thing, is I'm not going to use a swap if I'm not going to get the value that I think my tokens have. Like I don't want to take a 10-15% loss right off the bat. Like I'd rather list it on Magic Eden and kind of see what happens, right? And then take that risk there. I'm just not until they get heavy LP. Then it's these centralized ones aren't going to do well either. But you could see if they do use some of these scaling solutions to kind of provide a more decentralized way, then you could probably see LPs coming in, because people don't like trusting, even the keep people like but I think eventually down the line you do see some of these do really well. And I think RSIC lost its opportunity if it was creating a swap like the rumor
Yeah.
was.
Well, we had this conversation yesterday, you and I, and a friend of ours, in terms of, Dot Swap and Odin Swap both being a kind of DEX experience, but we all know that they're centralized, right? But do people really care? And I'm under the impression, or thinking that some people care that it's centralized, but I don't think. I don't know. Here's where I'm getting at with this. It's like, we do things differently over here. We do this free and fair mint type of approach, but all the coins are minted out. But we want this Solana, we want this Ethereum experience with the tokens that are already minted out. So if someone creates a decentralized swap, let's say that Odin swap was completely decentralized, who's going to put up the LP for, Doggo to the moon? Because a lot of people will just suck that LP out and there'll be no LP there anymore, right? So you basically are, no one's going to risk, no market maker, no liquidity provider is going to risk putting up Bitcoin and Doggo to the moon together if all people are waiting for is just swap it out. Now I think Doggo to the moon's a little different, because like there will be more buyers too, but all of our coins are like this. They exist already, right? And so there's a problem I think that needs to get solved, and not even like Arch Network or something like that won't solve that. So I go to kind of like this theory that like Magic Eden has the most capital and liquidity to solve this, to start with like the most popular ones, and then say, hey, look, we just got to create enough demand that the liquidity pools won't get eaten up right away, and there'll be enough buyers. And maybe the bull run is that. Maybe the bull run is that, like that variable that does create so much demand that these liquidity pools with these existing runes can just like jump up instead of like people wanting to sell.
Yeah. And on top of that, you have to remember too what happens. Let's just say you do put Doggo to the moon, and I don't think the problem is people not wanting to put their Doggo to the moon up because it's going to get eaten up for Bitcoin. The problem is because I think is if Doggo to the moon does a 6x and Bitcoin does a 40% jump, you're selling your dog into Bitcoin, right? So you lose that entire opportunity, but you do gain a reward from Odin swap and dot swap. So to me, that's the reason why I don't supply. I would have no problem taking my Bitcoin over to Merlin, taking my Doggo to the moon over to Merlin, locking them in an LP together and putting that there and earning the yield. If I wasn't going to lose the opportunity, if Dog does go to $1 billion, I just lost 100x. I mean, I just lost 1x, right? And then potentially if it goes higher than that, because I'm constantly selling it as people are buying it, right?
Bitcoin will go up first though, right? So let's say Bitcoin goes up to like 90K, you're actually selling your Bitcoin into Dog. So it would work out actually.
Dog would go up with it. Dog will match
not
every
as
percentage.
Much, but Dog
will match every percentage. If Bitcoin goes up 10%, Dog's going up 30.
Until it goes up like 300 because Bitcoin slowed down. You get what I'm saying?
No, if you look at the Dog chart and Bitcoin, they're identical. I mean, it's as soon as obviously it drops way more and it goes up way more.
So you're telling me if Bitcoin goes to like $110,000, $120,000, that Dog is going to hit its all-time high already?
If Bitcoin goes to 76,000, Dog's going to hit its all-time high.
But Bitcoin has to stop first.
No, I don't think so.
Like it has in the that's how every pump.
No, you're thinking of Ethereum. You're thinking of Ethereum. The entire Bitcoin ecosystem runs with Bitcoin, and then stops.
I mean,
it's
I know,
different.
I know
it's
it.
Different.
I know there's a less time delay in between, but there's still a delay. It's like a couple days, maybe 3-5 days a week.
I think everyone knows
you could benefit from. I think you could. I think you could benefit from it because what we have seen for sure, this is 1,000% true, is that like ordinals will stop moving if Bitcoin keeps moving.
Ordinals
they will stop. People will be like, stop putting their money into like Bitcoin assets because they want to make sure that they have their money in Bitcoin as it's continually running up. And then when they feel like it's stopping, that's whenever they.
Because like an ordinal is worth 0.3 of a Bitcoin, right? I think runes are looked at more as in dollar value. When I look at my runes, I don't look at my Bitcoin value. I look at my dollar value when it comes to runes. With Bitcoin, with the ordinals, I look at my Bitcoin value. You know what I mean? So I think and that's the thing too. It's like if it's worth 300 sats, those 300 sats are now worth more anyway, and it's just going to continue to add more sats and more sats and more sats. So
I mean, it definitely goes up. It goes up, but it goes up more after Bitcoin slows down, in my opinion. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
I definitely think you're wrong, but it's all right. It's okay to be wrong. Well, I'm just kidding.
From history, you're wrong.
So Pizza Swap LP Fest is Wednesday. What is it? This initiative introduces liquidity provider LP rewards, incentivizing users to contribute liquidity to specific trading pairs. This update will also expand Pizza Swap's capability. So we're seeing a big upgrade to Pizza Swap coming this week. And you're already seeing the pairs that are getting rewarded for liquidity are actually doing really well. So if you go to pizzafarm.io, I think it's the best place to track anything on Pizza Swap. And you come down here and you see what's happening to TVL with FB and Sats, with BTC and FB. And then you see a Glizzy and FB. These are the three that are being rewarded. If you do add liquidity to these three, you will be getting rewarded in FB tokens. And from my understanding, it's like thousands of %. To the point where I'm thinking I'm messing up by not supplying LP to these. I probably should because I do have enough Glizzy. I just got to get some more FB. But what do you think about this? What do you think about the Pizza Swap upgrade coming this week and this huge thousands of % that is coming to these LP providers?
Yeah, so if you watched our interview we had with Spencer Yang and Fractal, I wonder if he almost gave a little hint to what this software upgrade is going to be. One of the things that he emphasized over and over is that they want that experience to be better for people to, because right now there's a barrier of entry having to bridge into Pizza Swap and having to bridge out. So maybe this is part of it. Maybe this is step one, because if that happens to where they can eliminate that, dude, that's huge, because now, people don't have to bridge into, the Pizza Swap and have all these different, synthetic assets and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see what that software upgrade is going to be. And I think with the earning of FB, that's really big as well. They do need to probably market that more, because I don't think enough people know about that. Because like you that are really involved with Pizza Swap and Fractal and stuff like that don't even know the actual APR. You said you think it's a couple thousand, but like that should be like marketed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That should be pushed out, because more and more people will want to put LP in if that's the case.
I think that's the thing, though. They want to reward their community. They want to reward their people, the loyal people. That if they come out and say, "Hey, you guys are getting thousands of FB for every $100 you put in there," you know what I mean? Or I'm obviously being above, but I'm just saying, like, exaggerating. But I mean, they want to reward the people that are already there. And because those people should be rewarded. I mean, they're taking the risk of playing on that chain. They should be rewarded. I mean, that everything off of Bitcoin, in my opinion, is a risk. Some more risky than others. Like I think Fractal is way more risky than Merlin. So I feel like when you're playing on a chain like this, you deserve to have rewards. And I'm thinking rewards are going to come for not just LP. I think anyone who uses the swap eventually in the future, whether it's a new meme coin like Pizza or something else, I feel like you're all being rewarded. But you can see the TVL here; it's almost at $1 million, which is pretty awesome.
The TVL of all of them
for the entire pizza farm, or pizza swap.
Yeah, and if the software upgrade makes it more easy to use and stuff like that, I think it jumps up. I think it breaks 1 million easily. And then some of these pools start to really thrive, right? So that software upgrade is going to be very interesting. What date did they say that's going to happen?
This week.
Okay, cool. So
it was a date. Just it's Unisat though, so I'm just gonna say this week.
Gotcha. That's fair.
All right. Moving along here, we have a couple more things, and we'll be done. Beyond connecting Bitcoin. So the orange pills mint is almost here, 48 hours away. So it'll be on, I want to say Wednesday, or it might be Thursday. I'm pretty sure, but check their account. They'll have everything for you guys there. Magic Eden probably will have it because they're partnering with Magic Eden for this mint. So, do you think the orange pills is one, perfect timing, free mint, and two, could be a really good project to get a whitelist for?
I mean, congratulations to the Ordinal Revolution watchers that have that, whitelist. I think it's going to be a cool little mint. I'm bullish on Beyond and what they're trying to bring. These guys are technically, going to be able to bring over like USDT and stuff like that, those kind of stables that already exist, right? So this being their project, I think it's cool. It's a cool little like art project, and we'll see how it goes. I don't have any like super high expectations for it, but I do expect there to be some momentum. We'll see how it goes though. Probably going to be, in my opinion, like pretty cheap on secondary. So
yeah, I agree. You're probably going to get 20, 30 bucks on secondary, and then potentially, I mean, could you see this potentially one day hitting, I don't know, maybe 0.01? $700.
We're gonna find out really fast, like how many people are into this collection. If there's not interest really, there, then it'll probably be one of those free mints that just, will linger around between 10 and 30 bucks, right? And then whenever the bull comes and our ecosystem is just up because Bitcoin, in terms of the dollar, probably can get rid of it maybe for like 100 or more, something like that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, last thing before we get into Merlin Monday, Bitmap. Are you bullish or bearish, Yagobi?
I'm bullish for at least this cycle, and it's because of the buzzword that you hate that's been used a lot is because of the cult community. But you agreed that Bitmap does show that cult community characteristic over here in the Bitcoin ecosystem. But Bitmap has a couple things that can really make it succeed past this cycle. One, the fact that like bitmap.game is something that is infrastructure is there on the the layer 2 side, right? So there's possible like foundation of building upon. Two, the community truly does believe in bitmap. I mean, and there are some builders that are coming out. The thing that it has against it right now is, you know, the DMT kind of interest and kind of fracturing of that part of the liquidity. But still, I mean, the holder count is still there, and for this cycle at least, I'm bullish on it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm very neutral on it. I used to be bullish on it, but you know, a lot of things happened since, right? So you've seen Bitmap Valley kind of disappear. You've seen Expectar pretty much go back to XRP. You've seen, you know, even
They never left. They were just building on both.
yeah, but they if you look at their Twitter and stuff, they're not tweeting anything about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's all XRP stuff. Like it's very here and there. You might see you know, the guy, what's his name? B Spectar, I think is his Twitter now. He comes out every now and then. He'll have a small tweet about it or something. So I think a lot of the builders are kind of going wayside, but you still see Foxy. They're still building a bitmap. You see Jeff still building a bitmap. So, but I think for bitmap to really exceed is you need an outside player like Sandbox or someone like like them to come in here, Decentraland, and kind of adopt the bitmap. Say, hey, we like what you guys are doing here. We want to expand on this. We're gonna that type of thing. Because what that does is that brings them a community that's already made, right? They just add on to their community right there. Just in that one instance, you just added potentially thousands of people to your community. I know Bitmap has over 60,000 holders now, but the inflation, the everyday of inflation is one of those things that kind of bother me as well about why I'm not holding it now. It's just like I do think that if we
But
don't
the
enter a
inflation
bullish
is
time,
so minimal.
nah, it's not though, because it's like it's
It
6 blocks an hour,
is.
24 hours. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
but you're just seeing that
but
they're immediately going to the floor immediately. It'd be different if people
okay,
were
but
buying them up.
because of the supply of the total supply of how many there are in existence, even with the inflation that will continue, a demand in a bull market can push up. I mean, how many total are there? Like 800. What block are we on right now?
I mean, there's
850,000, 870,000, whatever block we are. Like, you don't need much demand to really push that up.
it's 51,000 blocks a year, 51,000 new bitmaps every year.
That's the
I mean,
emission
that's
of
a lot.
token. Or so here I'm looking at bitmaps a little bit different. I'm not looking at them
Yeah.
as like an NFT because they're like hybrid, right? So they're, to me, I kind of look at them as like tokens a bit because they are tokens on Merlin Chain, but they can also be the NFT as well. But because of that, like, and they can be traded in a high frequency or high pace environment. um I just feel like there's so much. If you look at it from a strictly like an NFT perspective, I get what your perception, like
Yeah.
800,000 plus or 870,000 total NFTs. That's a lot for like an NFT collection, but I don't look at them that way. And then maybe I look at them too much like a token, because from a token perspective, that's not much supply at all. So I think that like we really got to see how they're going to be traded in the future, because I think like for the demand, like in a bull run, 870,000 total digital assets can be pushed like crazy, in my opinion. Like, but it depends on how people are going to trade them and how people are going to look at them. You know, it's there's still like a very big mystery in terms of like bitmaps and the way that they're going to go.
Yeah, but the problem is too the fee. The fee. If I want to buy 100 off Magic Eden, I'm paying a pretty big fee because
Yeah.
you only buy like 20 every time, and I think bitmaps are, you know, they're kind of like uncommon goods in a way, to where they kind of go fluctuate with the you know, the stats per view byte. Stats per view byte goes up, you see bitmap go up. You stats per view byte go down, you see bitmap drop, because that's how much it costs to mine one, technically, right? Every hour,
Mhm.
because I mean, it's pretty much the same, right? So I don't know. Like I said, I'm very neutral on it. It's not because I'm looking for 100x. Can I get that from Bitmap? I don't think so.
Yeah. Where are they priced at right now? Like $30?
$30.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, if you minted these, you're still like, if you minted a lot of them in the beginning, you're still up a lot. But
And if you didn't sell them when they were $300, you're an a-hole. You hate yourself.
I mean, I don't. Could they get to the 100x? Yeah, that's $3,000 per bitmap. That's if the huge narrative comes in, though. There has to be like a strong narrative for them. Like they have to be trading like tokens and stuff like that. More likely, I do see like a 10x though, $300. I see that happening. I think that's pretty easy to have. Not easy. You still have to do a little something, but like I think that's reasonable to expect.
100%. We have a Twitch watcher, guys. We go live on Twitch every day, and we really get a Twitch watcher. So I would definitely want to shout them out. If you guys are interested in watching us on Twitch, we do stream over there as well. But shout out our Twitch watcher. Shout out Ready Wild MA. Thank you so much for being our only Twitch watcher over there. All right, let's kind of get into Merlin Monday. How do you want to start this? You want to kind of go into what Merlin is?
So just to let the audience know, we're not doing your typical Merlin Monday because these guys are traveling for conferences. They're in Dubai, and there's a lot going on. So we're gonna pick it back up next Monday for the builders and all that stuff. So what we're gonna do today is just some simple stuff. I'm gonna go over a couple different websites for resources and show you guys how to do some stuff with Merlin. So we'll kind of start off here using merlinchain.io, and I'm just going to show you guys some simple steps on like how to bridge assets to Merlin. So you want to go to merlinchain.io here, and you'll click bridge to chain. And then if you're doing from Bitcoin to Merlin, you select the asset here, stick with Bitcoin, and then you select how much Bitcoin you want to bridge. So you do have to put a 0 in front. So just remember that you have to put a 0, then a decimal, or it's not going to work. Then you click bridge, and then it takes 4 blocks to bridge the Bitcoin to the Merlin ecosystem. So remember that. If you want to do the opposite and you want to bridge from Merlin to Bitcoin, you can do that as well. You just hit this button in the middle like I did, and it switches it. And then you can bridge out of Merlin. So you can still have to do that. Situation, put the 0 in front. And then you just hit bridge. Now, bridging from Merlin to Bitcoin is a bit different because they utilize the MPC wallet on the Bitcoin side. So they have to do more verification on that part. So it takes, I think, around 2 days or something like that. So the bridge out definitely takes longer. They're going to be able to figure out like a faster method of that. Just to give you guys a heads up, it does take a little bit longer to do that. Now, let's say, well, is there any other way I can just bridge out of that? Yeah, you can. You can use meson.fi. Here, MESON.5, and then you can bridge your Bitcoin, your wrapped Bitcoin to any EVM chain, and then that takes a simple, I think, like regular EVM transaction, and then from there you can send it to your centralized exchange if you want to off ramp that way. So there's ways to still get it off quicker than 2 days, but it's not to get it directly back on Bitcoin. It takes 2 days from Merlin Chain, but that's the first thing we wanted to show you guys. Now, the second thing here, if you want to swap, Merlin Swap is the most popular dApp on Merlin Chain, and you can just go to merlinswap.org and you can swap different tokens over here. They are all ERC20s because they're synthetic. If they are, the Bitcoin layer 1 tokens, or if they're native to Merlin, then they're just this straight ERC20. But let's say you want to get some Merl, which is the Merlin Chain token. You can just straight buy from your Bitcoin balance to Merlin. You just have to log in here, right? And you just do the swap like regular. They do have some other tokens, like the layer 1 token is Doggo to the Moon. So you can buy Doggo to the Moon. There's Doggo to the Moon liquidity pools over here. I would always check and make sure that you're getting the best price though, because if you can get it cheaper on Magic Eden, then you want to do it over there. So another thing you can do over here is you can earn. So if you go to the top here and you click farm, then you can create liquidity pools, right? So one of the liquidity pools here is the Merl token with the bitmap token. So this is actual bitmap token. So we're going to go over the next dApp here in a second, which is Unicross, where you can turn your bitmaps into bitmap token. And then that's how you can create this liquidity pool over here and start earning rewards. So you would earn the MP token, which is the Merlin Swap token, and Merl tokens. And then once you're done, you're satisfied, you can just harvest and earn those and do with them whatever you'd like. And they have different liquidity pools over here in the farm to earn from, and you can see the APRs of what you're earning. Like the APR for this bitmap and Merle liquidity pool is 2,827 to 7,000%. So that's giving really good yield back. Now let's go.
So I can trade my bitmaps in and get tokens, and then take them and put them up against Merle.
Yeah. So
that's actually really awesome.
Yeah. So this is another use case for bitmap that the Merlin Chain has created. So this is farming. So this is more of strategically like creating these liquidity pools to earn APR. If you go to actual pools, then these are the liquidity pools that people are swapping with. You can see what's available. You have MBTC. So people don't realize this, but MBTC is the Merlin wrapped version of BTC. So like WBTC, MBTC, that's the Merlin one, guys. And it's getting branded heavily in other ecosystems, asked if they could have TVL over there. And so MBTC is one of the major, I think, like 4 or 5 players right now. So remember that once, Bitcoin's high, because the value and stuff is going to be up. So anyhow, you can see all these, and you can see what the APRs are for them. You can, filter them. And the highest one right now is Dog Go to the Moon, because the liquidity pool is pretty low on that one. So if you want to add to that, you can earn 47%. So that is that for Merlin Swap. Now, I'm going to go to Unicross, which is, one of the co-founders is an Ordinal OG by the name of Mr. J. Unicross is a very useful tool to be able to, you can use it to bridge assets from Bitcoin to Merlin as well, or you can actually turn certain Bitcoin layer 1 assets into tokens and vice versa. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So if you go to the Phantom tab here, you click that, and you see it says NFT to runes. This is where you can create or basically transform your bitmaps into the bitmap token right there, right? So you just click that, and then you decide how many bitmaps you want to do, and then it will allow you to swap and then turn it into the actual bitmap token. And that's whenever you can add it to liquidity pools or trade it. And so that's where the benefit of this is because some people, they don't want to wait and like have to sell like they have thousands of bitmaps. So you can actually just turn it into a bitmap token and just go straight to Merlin Swap and start swapping if you want to get out of your bitmaps liquidity right away. So that is one thing that the Phantom is offering right now. They're also offering a conversion from the BRC 420. The song is about NFTs to the song about NFT Rune token as well. I think there's a NFT to BRC 20, X Monks to the X Monk BRC 20, and then BRC 20 to Runes. You can do a Rune Fi BRC 20 to the Rune Financial Runes token there. So there's going to be more that's added and stuff like that. You can also access their bridge if you want to bridge from Bitcoin to Merlin, kind of same situation as we talked about from the Merlin Chain bridge, but there's going to be more and more bridges. This is big because, more liquidity flowing in and out. Emblem Vault, as a lot of you guys know, they're, an OG for the Bitcoin ecosystem product wise is coming to Merlin. They won a grant. So they're going to be able to allow you guys to be able to bridge crazy stuff like Rare Pepe's over here and create new markets and stuff like that. So, and you can actually inscribe. You can inscribe like a runes ticker, which it will inscribe it on Bitcoin layer 1 and send all the supply over here for you to create like an actual token. So a lot of innovation with Unicross. So that is the Unicross tool there. And then the last one I'm going to go over is the bitmap.game. So bitmap.game is the website, and this is actually started as a Bitcoin layer 1 protocol. And so back in, I want to say August of 2023, Jeff and his team were creating this, and Shizzy and I created like these 2D avatars of ourselves, and we were utilizing them on each other's bitmaps, like walking sideways like crabs and stuff, but it was pretty funny. But so they have upgraded this to where you can utilize it on Merlin as well, right? So if you see in this bottom right here, there's a huge, like, I think it's like 10 by 10 bitmap grid here. If I click on this, and then I enter, I'm actually entering this. It's designated for this bitmap.game world. So it's kind of like the voxels a little bit, but it's like a centralized world. But they're still building this, and here I am. Someone else is in here, but you can see, yeah, there's like going to be slot machines and a bunch of crazy stuff here. But you can actually create your own world as well. I don't know how to utilize this. I need to practice a little bit more, but this guy is slow. Anyhow,
Whoa,
and so
nice.
he's slow. He's slow. He just needs to work out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I need to work out a little bit more because I'm out of shape. But yeah, there's going to be like supposedly like gambling games and stuff coming here. So this is just another app as well. I want to go back to the bitmap because I want to show you guys. Another thing you can do here is you can actually stake Merlin. So if you have Merlin tokens, you can stake Merlin tokens and you can earn bitmap tokens by staking your Merlin here. So if you stake your Merlin, you earn bitmap and you also earn Rune. RuFi. So you earn multiple tokens. It's kind of like merge mining to where you earn multiple things here. But yeah, so there's more to come to these. Like I said, you can also rent out your bitmaps. If you have bitmaps, you don't want to sell them, you don't want to convert them, you can rent out your bitmaps to somebody that wants to put like, an application on them as well. So there's a lot more to come here, guys. But I wanted to show those main tools because those are the main ones right now that are available for you guys to use. And there's other dApps as well, like Surf Protocol, which is perps, DEX. You have Ordinal Hive where you can list right now. You can list, different ordinals on Merlin to earn points for future tokens and stuff like that. So there's a lot coming, but the biggest thing is going to be here in about a week and a half to 2 weeks is the Telegram apps. And to me, that's the most bullish that I'm on right now is being able to onboard Web2 users. Somebody using a Telegram mini app on the subway, for 5 minutes to the next stop, and they just want to like leverage Merl token. They can just do it and sign up with like through Google or whatever they want. It creates like a Merlin address in the back end. They don't even really care to know about it. They just want to play it, and everything's happening in the back end as like a processor, like blockchain stuff through Merlin Chain. And so to me, that's like the biggest alpha that's coming.
Dude, Telegram front end, Merlin back end. I mean, that's the most bullish things I ever heard. And you guys have to remember, like Merlin was just listed on Kraken's perp exchange, which eventually will be listed in Spot. And who knows what's next for Merlin? Definitely, people that say Merlin is dead are the people who are just uninformed. They're very uninformed. They do not know what's going on. They're going to learn the hard way that Merlin's going to be, in my opinion, the leading layer 2, especially when Opcat comes and it's officially a layer 2 and not just a side chain, but it's going to be a leading side chain / layer 2. And the stuff that's on it, right? So if Merlin goes up, I have a price prediction that's way too high for me to say it here, but if Merlin goes up, you're going to see other opportunities come, and it's going to skyrocket your portfolio. I definitely think that, not financial advice, but you should definitely have some exposure, even if that exposure is the bitmap token itself, because I think that's going to do well. So I think that's the one thing that I'm kind of not putting into bitmaps is the fact that you can put it as a token and you can stake it and earn it and do stuff with it. I mean, that's the one thing that makes me bullish, because you can potentially put the bitmap token on every chain, right? After it, you can put it on Ethereum pretty easily from Merlin, and that could get adopted in many places. So that's one thing that definitely gets me bullish on bitmaps more than just the ordinal, if you can trade it as a token. And then you're right at that point, then 51,000 bitmaps a year doesn't seem that much when it comes to a token
Supply.
an NFT. It feels that way. Yeah, exactly. A supply of NFTs versus supply of a token, for sure.
And plus, if it does start to get traded that way, and you have how many holders, like 30,000 plus, that, and it's already cult like,
60,000. Yeah.
or whatever, how many of our holders, right? That's even better. So like, I think it has a lot of opportunity to do extremely well, but I think people need to start working together. And one, if you're thinking, why are they going to Telegram? I thought they're a Bitcoin side chain or layer 2. You have to understand that, like, it's to onboard people into the Bitcoin ecosystem. That's what they're utilizing these Telegram mini apps for. And Telegram mini apps is just the name of that a lot of these chains are kind of going by right now. But it's basically, you can do that with so many different similar types of apps like Telegram, like Kakao Talk, which is a Korean one that is huge. WeChat is big in China, stuff like that. So I think the future for onboarding, I think Merlin's going to lead the way, because they have some pretty hefty goals there. But yeah, so that is what's going on with Merlin Chain right now. If you guys ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We love to help the community out as much as possible to answer any questions. And we should be finalizing our our course. We're going to do a beginner's course for people. That information will be out. I think it's going to be very beneficial to people that are new to the Bitcoin ecosystem. But yeah, I think that's pretty much wraps up the show. 400 people on a Monday, right before election day.
Question for you though on this Merlin thing: if I was an airdrop hunter and I was looking for potential airdrops on Merlin, what would you suggest?
I would suggest that you guys do a ton of listing on Ordinal Hive. If you guys have any like ordinal assets on Ordinal Hive, I would list them there because you can at least like earn points, and then you'll be able to airdrop hunt. I would also mess around with like Unicross because they haven't dropped their token yet. Surf hasn't dropped their token yet. So there's a lot of dApps there that I would explore, because once things kick in, they're gonna have their TGE events, and then they're gonna reward the testers and the loyal people that have been using it. So
100%.
But all right, guys, that's gonna wrap up the show. 400 people. We thank each and every one of you guys, man. Without y'all, we would not be here being able to do what we love to do. But if you do have a moment, please check out our partners, guys. BetBTC is live on betbtc.win. You can place your predictions markets bet right now for the election. Hurry, get it in before tomorrow's finalized result. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology. I signed up for my account. Shizzy's been playing a lot of bets on his. Go check them out, guys. They're another one that probably can airdrop hunt with them because they haven't released their token yet. But yeah, check out BetBTC. You will be able to create your own markets very soon. I would say in a week and a half, 2 weeks. And then BitPerp, right now, they are continuing the paper trade competition. I think I'm going to take a position very soon because it did get below 68,000, kind of what I was predicting. Wow. I think it might be a little bit lower than I thought though, but that's perfect for me because I can take that huge long there. But check out BitPerp, guys. You can get your 10,000 paper trading USDT. Connect your wallet to it, and it will set up the RPCs for B Squared, for BitLayer, and for Core DAO, and you can start competing right away. It's going to last for another 4 weeks, and the highest P&L will win 100,000 BTP tokens, which is a good value. So make sure you're checking them out. Ordinal Hive is a aggregator marketplace for Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2 with Merlin Chain for ordinals. So you're going to be able to find the cheapest ordinals around on Ordinal Hive, guys. They also have amazing analytics for you to utilize to see what mints are what collections are hot, which ones are selling back to back, so you can get in there before the price skyrockets. And they're going to add more tools as well, so check out those guys. And then Foxy is building in the Tap ecosystem. Tap just launched their TGE last week, guys, so a lot of people are bullish. We mess around with Taproot Swap, pretty good. They do need to probably clean up a couple things, but they are working on that. So Foxy being in that ecosystem early is huge. You can mess around with their Bitverse, which is a metaverse, and then the first-person shooter Clan Wars is coming out as well to be the alpha version very, very soon. If you need a bit miner, you can still get one. I believe on Mscribe there are a couple left. And then if you get the second rarest, you can start earning Dog Go to the Moon very soon. We'll update you guys with that. And then Fluid Tokens, they are builders from the Cardano ecosystem that started building in Bitcoin as soon as they heard that Bitcoin was opening up to builders, and they have innovated already with the staking on Layer 1, guys. Check out their staking vaults. There's new ones that are constantly opening. If you are a founder of an Ordinal collection or a Runes, and you want your community to earn by staking, reach out to Raul, the CTO of Fluid Tokens, or reach out to us. We'll get you connected. But Shizzy and I both made some Billy. I made about 300. I think he made about maybe $100,000. No, I'm just kidding. But he did a lot. He did make a lot. But it was only 1 month of staking our Billy cats, dude. Yeah. So check them out. They're gonna have more innovation. They're working on an interoperable bridge from Cardano to Bitcoin. Working with those BOS guys as well. So check them out. And if you're a builder, go get connected with them for a staking vault. And then lastly, Merlin Chain is your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native layer 1 assets and protocols. If you're a builder like Ordinal Hive on Bitcoin layer 1, but you want to scale to make your protocol more flexible, reach out to the Merlin Chain. You can get a grant as long as you're a serious builder. All you got to do is fill out the application. You can get awarded a grant like Emblem Vault did. So check out Merlin Chain, guys. And we thank you so much for checking out our partners.
100%. Thank you, sir. And if you guys wouldn't mind checking out ordinalrevolution.com, we have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, send them our website. We really feel like it can get them started and code out very quickly. If you are looking for a VPN because you can't access some of these sites, it is the sites that are blocking you, not your government. Privacy is legal. You are allowed to have privacy. You're allowed to have a VPN. So check out NordVPN security and privacy. This is big, guys. You should not be surfing the web without it. They can know your IP address, which until they can know where you live. We do not want anyone knowing where we live. We are Bitcoiners. We want to live in silence, all right, until we need to get loud. But then if you guys are going to Bitcoin 2025 Las Vegas, we will both be there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be in May, hopefully at an all-time high of 700,000 by that point. And that would be amazing because you're going to see the money flowing, guys, flowing. And it's going to be exciting. But do not wait till next year to get your tickets. Yes, you'll be richer next year, but you do not want to pay $30,000 for a whale pass when you can pay $3,000 today. So look into the tickets as soon as possible. Do not wait if you are going. And if you're looking for merch, everyone's going to be wearing merch in about a year from now. Everyone's going to be excited. So get yours now so you don't have to wait and you can be prepared. We have some of the best merch here in all of crypto, not just ordinals. See, I'm in Switzerland, which means I am using a VPN because I have never been to Switzerland. But check out our merch here, guys. We really appreciate you guys checking out our stuff. It really helps the show. And guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and now we are 4 p.m. UTC because we did just have daylight savings time. So we used to be 3 p.m. UTC. Now we're 4 p.m. So if you are in Europe and you are confused, we apologize. We are sorry. We hate it ourselves. We hate daylight savings times here at Ordinal Revolution, but it is something we have to deal with. But we'll see you guys tomorrow, the most important day of the year. Get out and vote, guys. Just get out and vote. No matter who you vote for, just get out there and vote. But until tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Runes is coming. Everybody on a knot. Ayy. It's a nuisance. Ordinal Revolution. Ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.